Well, hello there, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're safe and well. In this video, I'm going to be looking at what might possibly be the new best HFT practice target. So let's get on and roll those titles. So back in video number 59, you may remember if you've seen that video. If not, that's the one. I introduced you to this as what I thought was possibly the best HFT practice target. This target was built by the Airgun Target Company along the lines of the concept that I proposed to them. Now, just before we continue, let's just clear the air between the situation between me and the Airgun Target Company. After that video, they saw that video, they reached out to me, and we're good. Everything is cool between me and the the Airgun Target Company. So, you know, don't worry about me. I'm big enough and ugly enough to look after myself. So I would say they very kindly refunded me what I paid for this target, which was very nice of them, totally unexpected and very nice of them. And so anyway, we come to this. The reason for this video is that they reached out to me and said, would I be interested in taking a look at one of their new products and providing them with feedback, okay, which leads on from this. But before I deal with that concept, let me just address a little modification that I made. If you saw the video about me shooting in the 2-2 championship, you see that I used this in the garden, actually in the pouring rain, and it's there's still a few little spots of rust on it where I tried to dry it out when I'd finished using it. So works perfectly well in the sun and in the pouring rain. But you know, there was a few comments about the fact that these you know, these paddles were flying up. Let me turn it around and show you the paddles on the back. That's the easiest way to describe this, isn't it? Yeah, a few people were questioning about the paddles that were flying up and they weren't sticking at the top there or whatever. Some people said that because it was seemed to be the smaller targets, that the paddles were too big. But the paddles are all the same size, so if they work on the big target, they should work on the small target. It shouldn't make any difference. Anyway, what I noticed when I looked was the reason that I think that the 15mm wasn't setting as it should is because the paddle was pushed right up against the arm there, and this part of the paddle was brushing against the pivot point and causing a bit of drag. So as you can see, what I've done is to keep those apart and help them so that it doesn't get stuck on those, is I put a couple of washers on each of the tags to make sure that they're spaced away from those. Hopefully that will resolve the issue. So yeah, so I'm still well happy with this, carrying on using this. It was extremely helpful as when I was practicing in the garden for the 2-2 championship. As I say, you'll see that it was right back at the backstop, and I was shooting this in the rain. And it was very helpful in sort of practicing those long 40mm shots at both 35mm kills and 25mm kills. So that's this one then. So what I'll do is let me put this one to one side and show you something new, shall I? So this is what they sent me then. Essentially, as you can see, it's quite a bit smaller than the previous target. We've got two plates. You've got the kill zones, and you've got a plain back plate with this little tag bit on the top. I'm going to explain what this is for in a minute. And you've got 4 feet that slot in. So let's have a look at this front plate then. One thing that you'll notice as well is if I show you this, you'll see that, look, the feet fit inside each other, because the idea is this back plate goes behind the front plate so that it's not touching, so it's completely independent. Okay, so on the front plate they've sent me, then looking at these kill zone sizes, let's measure them. They are in millimeters, I think. Yes, they are. So we've got 25mm, 20mm, 15mm, 10mm, and that's an 8mm, and then there's 2 more 10mm at the end. So we go 25, 20, 15, 10, 8, 10, 10. So that's what you've got on the plate. And then along with this comes this little electrical device with a cable tie and a little USB charging lead. Now this is the this thing is made by a company called Hornady, who are a US ammunition manufacturer, and this is called the HIT Target Indicator, the HIT Target Indicator. And what this does basically is you attach this to the back plate, and it's very sensitive to vibration. So if a pellet goes through the pellet hole and hits the back plate off, it sets this target off and gives you a visible light indication that you've got a hit. So there's no mechanics in this at all. It's fully electronic, which is great because you don't have to worry about resetting a paddle. You don't have to worry about any paddles moving. All you have to worry about is your pellet hitting that plate and setting this off. So let's have a look at this HIT indicator, this HIT indicator, in a little bit more detail then. Here's the HIT target indicator then, and as I say, it comes with USB charging lead and a cable tie. The reason they have the cable tie is this rubber strap. If you want to, you can slide that off if that doesn't suit how you want to attach it, and then you've got this little clip and you can use a cable tie to attach it, but at the moment we're quite happy leaving that on. Now you can see there that on the top you've got the battery indicator. As I understand it, you see this one button on the side. If you press that briefly, probably didn't press it enough. Well, let's see if we can get this to work. Oh, there we go. Pressed it for too long. You can see that the battery's flashing green, which means that it's fully charged. I believe if that's blue, it goes blue if it's partly charged, and I think it's red if it needs recharging. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, that definitely goes red if it needs recharging anyway. But you can see it's green, it's fully charged. You've got the USB indicator there with a waterproof rubber bung that fits in it. And then to switch the unit on, you press and hold the button for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5, and you can see it is very bright. We get an indication, the battery indicator flashes first to let us know the battery's okay. And then what happens then is if this gets vibrated, you can see it flashes. It's very bright. It will blind you if you look in it, because I mean this is designed for to be used by rimfire rifles predominantly, you know, out to as much as 500 yards. So it needs to be bright so that it can be seen. But if I tap it again, you'll see it actually flashes HIT in Morse code. So there's ... dash, which is Hotel India Tango, if you know your Morse code. So yeah, that's the HIT indicator then. And this stretchy band that will fit, if I bring the other part of the target back in, you can see that they've milled some notches in the target, so that will fit in those notches there. Ooh, quite nicely. Oh, just blinded myself. And connect up on the hook at the back. So that's how you attach the target. Let's turn this off. When you press the button again to turn it off, the light will stay on, and when the light goes off you can let go of the button and it's off. So you can see it won't work now. So let's put it together, shall we? So this is what it looks like put together then. You can see we've got the front plate with the legs, and we've got the HIT indicator attached, you know, with these convenient little slots that fit nicely into this rubber attachment thing that stretches around the back and clips together. So that's your indicator on, and then we've got the back plate, and that is completely separate from the front plate and not touching at all. And that's how you set it up. So very quick to put together, much lighter and simpler than the HFT Practice Target. So let's take it on the range and give it a go and see how it works, shall we? Okay, so let's check out this HIT Target then from the Airgun Target Company and see how it works. Now, I normally would have a video camera right down by the target, but obviously for this we need to see whether we're getting the hits from here. So I've actually got a video camera over my shoulder looking down to see if it picks up the hits. So I'm using the faithful S400 with my Citron S2 scope on the top, and I'm shooting Air Arm Fields 8.4 grain. I think these are 4.52s. Yeah, 4.52s. So see how we get on, shall we? Lovely evening after all the rain, isn't it? Move myself up a bit. Right, we're going to start on the big targets and then move along to the small ones and see how we get on. So I'm starting on the 25mm. Right, okay, well, we hit that. I've got the target sitting on, I've got my backstop box target that I built. There's a video for that. I've got it on its side and I've got the target on top of that to raise it up a little bit so that I've got some decent alignment. So it'd be interesting to see. I wasn't sure whether there'd be too much power from the pellets to sort of like knock the back plate away, so we'll have to see how that goes. But right, so that's the first one. Then we'll move on to the 20mm. We're shooting at 25 yards by the way. Magnification's high enough on this target, I can actually see the pellet strikes on the back plate through the kill. So we're moving down then to the, that was a 20, I think the 15 now, isn't it? 15mm. Working okay so far. Down to the 10mm. And finally, the smallest hole on the target, the 8mm. Straight through that one as well. Okay, so let me show you I'm not cheating. What I'm going to do is I'm going to purposely miss, so you'll see that the target doesn't go off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pellet right in the center of the plate below the holes, just to check that the target doesn't flash. There you go. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? You can see how bright the flash is. I mean, I've got no problem here, even looking through the scope. You don't need to see the actual indicator to see the flash. If you're looking through the scope and you can't see the you know, the indicator in the scope. Go back to that 8mm again. Right, now that was actually a splitter, and it still went off, because I can see the edge of the top right edge, 2 o'clock on that kill. There's a mark on the plate, so I split that pellet, went through, and it still indicated. So we can get another clean shot at the 8. Yeah, that was another splitter actually on the bottom edge. All going through the 8mm hole. Another clean shot through the 8mm. So I don't know how it's picked it up on this camera or whatever, but from what I'm seeing here is that is so bright, there's no way that you can miss that. Let me just try another one on the front plate, just to show that it's not going to flash if I hit the front plate. I'm going to aim at my target, my pellet mark that I made before. Yeah, nothing. So seems to work okay. I think what I'd like to do is to just to try it at different ranges at further back, so there's less energy in the pellet when it hits it. And I think what I might like to do as well is, you know, the lowest power weapons that I have are my CO2 pistols and my Legends cowboy rifle. I think it might be an idea to shoot them at range, say, you know, 20 yards, 25 yards, where the pellet impact is going to be quite low, to see if that is enough energy to set the target off and see how far we can go with it. Here are the target plates then. You can see there's a virgin target before I shot it in the video sequence. You can see the impacts on the back plate, and these are all the multiple shots on the 8mm target. You can see where this coating, this sort of silver coating that's on this plate, has worn away a little bit where I had the splitters. What's interesting as well is you can see it's probably this splitter here has hit the plate quite a bit higher where it's deflected upwards, but that was still enough to set the target indicator, the impact indicator, off. And these are the 2 shots on the front plate where I tested to make sure that it didn't go off if you didn't go through the kill zone. So there you go. Test number 2 with the impact section target, then the HIT target. I'm back as far as I can go. There, the back's on the shed, about 51 yards, and I've switched to the Wolverine because the scope on the other one's just a single dot. There's no reticle as such to aim off or whatever, so I needed something to obviously aim off for 50 yards. So I've still got the NV400 on here. We'll be using that. So all this test is to do then is just to see if there's still enough power left in the pellets at 50 yards plus to set the indicator off. So to begin with then, I need to zoom in a bit because it's looking, target looks pretty tiny. Right, okay. So to begin with then, we'll be obviously aiming at the 25 yard target, hopefully hitting that. So, there we go. Yeah, first shot. Let's have a see. Have just a little bit of fun. See how far we can get down through the hole size, eh? 50 yards, 51 yards. So we're going to move on to the 20. Did the 20. Are we going to be able to do the 15? Let's have a look. Yeah, we did the 15. Down to the 10 then, I guess. Oh, hang on a minute, I don't trust that. Oh, stop. I need to go and check. Right, we're all reset then. I had the target set up on an old Black & Decker Workmate. Both parts of the target were on it, and obviously when I was hitting the plate, the vibration from hitting the plate was going through the Workmate and setting off the impact indicator, the HIT indicator. So what I've done now is I've put some bricks down there and some wooden planks, and I've got them totally separate, so there shouldn't be any vibration from one to the other. So what I'll do is I'll shoot the front plate first, just to make sure that it doesn't set the HIT indicator off, and then we'll go for a shot through one of the targets. So throw my pellets away. So let's aim at the plate first. There we go, no indication, so that works. So obviously that's something that you need to be aware of when you're using this target and setting it up, that the vibrations can't transfer from the plate to the rear plate. They need to be as isolated from each other as possible. And we're going to go for the 25mm target on the far right hand side. There we go. Flash. So let's have a bit of fun, see how far, if I can see where my pellets are going, see how far we can get along the target. So we've done the 25, so next up is the 20 then. Bit low by the looks of that, so I need to come up a little bit. There we go, that's the 20. So what are the chances of doing the 15mm, 51 yards, do you reckon? Let's try that. Come up a little bit higher this time. Nope, didn't see where that pellet went either. Let's try again. Oh, just had a little wren land on the fence there. I wondered what that was. There we go, 15mm. Oh, got to try the 10 now, haven't we? $10mm at 51 yards. Let's try the 8, shall we? Can't be that lucky, surely. No, one more go at that. It's a bit addictive, this, you know, small targets at range. Well, I never. Just to show that it's still insulated, I'm going to shoot the plate again. There you go. So if I hit the plate, it doesn't go off, only goes off if you go through the hole. So 8mm hole with a, what are these, 5.5mm pellets at 51 yards. Good old rifle, this Wolverine, you know. Good old rifle, makes you look good. Right, test number 3 then. Excuse the grass mower in the background, hope you can hear me. I've got my CO2 cowboy pistol. Assuming that I can shoot straight, I'm going to try and hit the plate and see if there's enough power in this very low powered air weapon to set the hit target off. So see how we get on, shall we? Oh, first shot. Definitely hit the plate there. Missed. That's it. So 15 yards with a CO2 pistol definitely works. So one thing that struck me while I'm standing here actually is the detector itself is just made of plastic, and I'm pretty certain that it wouldn't withstand a direct shot from a pellet. So I'm just wondering whether you could still see the hit indicator if you turned it round so that it was actually protected by the plate, so it couldn't get hit by the pellet. I mean, the worst that can happen is you could hit the strap, but the strap can easily be replaced, I guess. So let's give it a check and see what happens with it. Oh, and we've hit the strap. What did I say? Oh. Loosen that off. Still working though. Oh well, let's go and check the damage. Let's review the damage then. If you look closely, you can see the remnants of the pellet marks. Pellets weren't powerful enough to actually dent the steel, but what they have done is one of them's obviously hit that plastic clip that was on this side, broken the clip, but that's easily fixable. I think I can put if I can fit it on there, I can repair that, just use a paper clip I think, and use that to clip that on. But as you see, because it clips into these little slots, you actually don't need that to go all the way round. And looking at the other side, I did notice when I reviewed the footage, if I show that, let's move it up here a bit. See here the band here, when it was facing forward when I shot it with the pistol, now you can actually see the pellet mark there, look above it. I've actually nicked the rubber band that holds it on there, hit that with a pellet. Fortunately, I didn't hit this, because I think even at that rate, even with a CO2 pistol, probably would have damaged that front, because this is sort of quite thin plastic. So this hit indicator is quite vulnerable at the front there, and I think you might want to give some thought into what you want to do to protect it. I mean, as we saw, having it round this way, you might hit the band at the back, but at least you're not going to hit the indicator, and the flash is that bright that, providing that you've got a decent backstop, you're still going to see the flash. Now, before we finish on this section, I did do a test when I was on the table here, just to see how sensitive this hit indicator was, and I'll show you that section of film now. And basically, just set the target up on this table, and I knock the table with my knuckles, and you can see the vibration from just knocking the table sets the target off. So it is very sensitive. Okay, I think it's time to round things up then. Well, firstly, I want to thank the Airgun Target Company for sending me their new target to check out. I'm hoping that this will be the first of many things that they're going to come up with. So I'm anxious to see what the next product is. But yeah, thanks to them for sending me the target. I really enjoyed using it. I think it's a great step forward. With it's good to see a bit of technology, you know, coming to light in these things. I know there's been these HIT indicators available in the States before now, but they've all been very expensive. So I guess, you know, not realistic to use in simple little airgun targets like that. But as you've seen, good little target. Only downside for me really is as you can see, the vulnerability of the HIT indicator, because it is quite light plastic, and there's a good chance that you know, if you're not having a good day, or you've got a few errant pellets, that a flyer might take your indicator out. But you know, as you can see, there are ways and means of overcoming that, turning that back plate round if you've got some shade to show the light flashing, or if you've got a fairly dark backstop like I have. Or you could fashion some sort of a cage or bit of metal gauze or something to protect it. But apart from that, it's very, very sensitive, works really well. As you can see, I tested it from 15 yards out to just over 50 yards. So yeah, very good. I would recommend that. Got real potential to use that technology for other types of targets as well. And also there's potential for varying, you know, what's on the faceplate. So perhaps you could have interchangeable faceplates and stuff. So I have sent some feedback back to the Airgun Target Company. So let's see if they develop it further and what they come up with. But for now, I would recommend that if you want one. I've put the description to, or not the description, I put the link to the product in the description. So check it out. So anyway, that's all I've got for you in this video. Hope you enjoyed that, found that interesting. If you like that target, go and buy yourself one. Treat yourself one. It's coming up for Christmas. Could get your significant other to buy you one for Christmas. It's always an idea, isn't it? So anyway, hopefully see you on the next video from me. Bye for now.